The holographic transmission flickered to life in the sterile chamber of Earth's Central Command, casting an eerie blue glow across the faces of the assembled human delegation. Commander Kareem Hassan stood at attention, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he studied the imposing figure materializing before them. The being was tall, ethereal, with translucent skin that seemed to shimmer with an inner light. A Zephyrian, one of the Galaxy Council's most prestigious members. Humans of Earth, the alien's voice resonated with an otherworldly echo. I am High Counselor Vexithanus of the Galaxy Council. Your species has been observed, catalogued, and found wanting. Beside Kareem, Chief Science Officer Selim Özkan raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Her dark eyes, sharp with intelligence, remained fixed on the hologram as she processed every word, every subtle shift in the alien's posture. For the past century, Vexithanus continued, we have watched your primitive civilization with growing concern, your tendency toward violence, your reckless expansion into space, and your stubborn refusal to acknowledge the natural order of the galaxy have forced our hand. The High Counselor paused dramatically, expecting gasps of fear or pleas for mercy. Instead, he was met with an uncomfortable silence, broken only by the soft hum of the command center's equipment. Therefore, he pressed on, his confidence wavering slightly, the Galaxy Council hereby demands the complete and unconditional surrender of the human race. You will submit to our authority, relocate to designated reservation worlds, and cease all independent technological development. You have 72 of your Earth hours to comply. The transmission ended abruptly, leaving the chamber in darkness save for the emergency lighting. For a moment, nobody moved. Then unexpectedly Kareem began to chuckle, a low, rumbling sound that grew into full-bodied laughter. Did he just... Kareem wiped tears from his eyes. Did that pompous jellyfish just threaten to put humanity in timeout? Selim couldn't suppress her own smile. It appears so, Commander. Though I believe the proper term would be reservation worlds, not timeout. Reservation worlds, Kareem slapped his knee, as if we're some conquered tribe from Earth's colonial period. Do they have any idea who they're dealing with? Laughter was infectious, spreading through the command staff like wildfire. Soon, even the most serious-minded officers were grinning, shaking their heads in disbelief at the sheer audacity of the Galaxy Council's ultimatum. Sir, came a voice from the communications console, we're receiving similar transmissions from every human colony. The Council sent their demands to everyone simultaneously. And the responses? Kareem inquired, already knowing the answer. Well, sir, the Mars colony sent back a very creative anatomical suggestion involving the Council's ultimatum. The asteroid miners responded with a recording of old Earth song. I believe it's called We Will Rock You. And the Titan Research Station, they just sent a gif of a cat playing with yarn. The laughter intensified. These aliens clearly had no understanding of human nature or human humor. Selim stepped forward, her scientific mind already working. Commander, their assumption is that we're a typical emerging species, one that would cower before a technologically superior civilization. They've made a fundamental error in their calculations. Oh? Kareem raised an eyebrow. They've confused technological advancement with wisdom, she explained, pulling up holographic displays of human expansion across the solar system. Look at what we've accomplished in just 2 centuries since achieving spaceflight. We've colonized hostile worlds, survived in the vacuum of space, and turned barren rocks into thriving communities. We didn't do this through superior technology. We did it through sheer bloody-minded stubbornness. On the main screen, images flashed of human achievements. Children playing in biodomes on Mars, miners working in the crushing depths of Jupiter's moons, families celebrating holidays in spinning habitats orbiting distant asteroids. Each image told the same story, humans thriving where they had no right to survive. They think they can intimidate us with their fancy ships and their natural order, Kareem mused. They don't understand that humans don't have a natural order. We make our own. A new transmission request came through, this one from the outer colonies. Kareem nodded to accept it. Commander Hassan, came a gruff voice from the Kuiper Belt. Mining Consortium. We got your message about the Council's little tantrum. Thought you should know. We've been tracking their impressive fleet for the past week. And? Sir, with respect, my 12-year-old daughter's science project has better shielding than their flagship. These Council folks might be advanced, but they've gone soft. Probably haven't fought a real war in millennia. Seelan was already at her console, fingers flying over holographic interfaces. Commander, I'm detecting massive energy signatures from their ships, but the distribution is all wrong. They're not warships. They're luxury vessels converted for intimidation. All show, no substance. The realization settled over the room like dawn breaking. The mighty Galaxy Council, with all their advanced technology and superior attitudes, had made the classic mistake of every bully throughout history. They had assumed their victims would simply roll over. Well then, Kareem said, his grin turning predatory, I suppose we should send them our response. 20 minutes later, every screen in the Galaxy Council's chamber displayed the same image. Commander Kareem Hassan, sitting casually in his command chair, feet propped up on his console, drinking coffee from a mug that read, World's Greatest Dad. High Counselor Vex Thanos, Kareem began conversationally. Thank you for your generous offer. We've discussed it among ourselves and we'd like to make a counter-proposal. He leaned forward slightly, his casual demeanor not masking the steel in his voice. How about you take your ultimatum, your natural order, and your reservation worlds, and you go find someone else to bother. We humans have work to do, worlds to build, stars to reach, and children to raise. We don't have time for galactic homeowners associations. Behind him, Seelan appeared with a tablet whispering something in his ear. Oh, and Counselor? Dr. Ozkan here has been analyzing your fleet's specifications. Impressive ships, truly. Unfortunately, impressive and effective are two different things. Our colony ships have better defensive capabilities than your entire armada. Might want to invest in some actual military hardware before your next intimidation attempt. Kareem stood, his expression growing serious for the first time. But here's the thing you really need to understand about humanity. We don't surrender. Ever. Not when the odds are against us. Not when the enemy is stronger. And certainly not when some cosmic bureaucrats demand we kneel. We're the species that looked at the impossible and said, hold my beer. We're the people who turned it can't be done into a personal challenge. He smiled one last time, the expression both warm and terrifying. So please, by all means, try to make us. We could use the entertainment. The transmission ended, leaving the Galaxy Council in stunned silence. Across human space, the laughter continued, carrying with it the unmistakable sound of a species that had just been handed exactly the kind of challenge they lived for. In the depths of space, humanity prepared to do what it did best, prove everyone wrong.